morning. Let me continue the topic of photosynthesis. In the proportion of basic concepts of the photosynthesis, we have learned the structure of chloroplast and segments present in the chloroplast, that is the stroma and thylakoid. And the stroma is the place where dark reactions takes place, and thylakoid is the place where light reaction takes place. Also, you learned in the very last session, that is the thylakoid membrane, what exactly the outer thylakoid membrane is addressing and what exactly the inner thylakoid membrane is addressing, and presence of lumen and stroma. Now, in the part of photosynthesis, process wise, not locations wise, if we discuss about the process wise, there were two steps are there: light reaction and dark reaction. As of your knowledge works, light reaction takes place in thylakoid membrane, right? Thylakoid membrane. And dark reaction takes place inside the stroma, which is an aqueous part. It consists of a lot of enzymes and NADHs. So, thylakoid membrane is the site of light reaction, there is no doubt, and in that light reaction there was photolysis of water also takes place. Photolysis of water. You will learn what is photolysis of water along with the light reaction in this session. Light reactions consist of non-cyclic phosphorylations and cyclic phosphorylation. Guys, this chart helps you to understand main concepts in the photosynthesis part. Entire the photosynthesis is packed in two steps. One is light reaction, second one is dark reaction. In that there is no doubt. In light reaction, photolysis of water undergone. What is photolysis of water? Photo means what? Photon, light. Lysis means what? Break. Water molecule. Water molecule is breaking due to the light effect. As photolysis of water takes place, what is the output? Where does this photolysis of water exactly done? By when I execute the diagram, that you can understand. But students should get clarity here itself. What is non-cyclic and what is cyclic? In both non-cyclic and cyclic, there was a common word, that is photophosphorylation or phosphorylation. What is phosphorylation? Addition of phosphate molecule is called phosphorylation. If you think ADP plus inorganic phosphate under the phosphorylase enzyme, it will become ATP. This is phosphorylation. This phosphorylation, I said you already, in light reaction, ATP and NADH2s will be synthesized. I repeat, in light reaction, ATPs, adenosine triphosphates, and NADH2 ions both are synthesized in light reaction due to the light. That's why they are called photophosphorylation. When light comes, phosphates will be synthesized, ATP will be synthesized. Photosynthesis is also called photochemical reaction. Why does this name has been given? Because living organisms like plants synthesize organic material, that is purely chemical, by obtaining light. Here light energy is becoming chemical energy. So photochemical reaction. Sunlight becomes ATP. Directly, nothing but glucose. Finally it will be. But here phosphorylation can be done by photons. That's why this process is called photophosphorylation. Photophosphorylation. So, photolysis of water also takes place in the light reaction. Photophosphorylation is also takes place in the light reaction. But the mode of photophosphorylation is two types. Type A is non-cyclic photophosphorylation or phosphorylation. Type 2 or type B is cyclic photophosphorylation. Where does this non-cyclic photophosphorylation takes place? Means thylakoid membrane. Thylakoid membrane. Very important. At thylakoid membrane, non-cyclic photophosphorylation takes place. Here, electrons cannot come back. Once electron, chlorophyll A, reaction center excite, 2 electrons will be released. Later it will be obtained by primary electron acceptor. Later it transported to the electron transport chain and goes off. It helps in the, it continues to the photosystem 1 and later for NADH2 synthesis. Means the emitted electrons, the excited electrons cannot come back. When the electrons are not coming back, when they are flowing in one direction, unidirection, then that is called non-cyclic photophosphorylation. No need to worry. After this chart, I will explain them by help of a good diagrams. What is cyclic photophosphorylation? Where does chlorophyll A excite and 2 electrons are going? These 2 electrons are received by primary electron acceptor. Primary electron acceptor to electron transport chain. Again they are coming back to nothing but photosystem 1. Photosystem 1 only involved in the cyclic photophosphorylation, in which electrons released by the PS1 will come back to the PS1. That is a huge mechanism, that is different mechanism. Whereas here, if this is a chlorophyll A reaction center, if you release the 2 electrons, these 2 electrons will go by electron transport system and reach to PS1. Means this is PS2. So PS2 transfers electrons to PS1. Means the electrons are not coming back to PS2. So as electrons are going away from this is called non-cyclic. They are not cyclic, they are linear. Let us see the scheme, what type of shapes are coming over there. But whereas cyclic photophosphorylation, what is happening? Electrons are coming back. What are the reasons? How does their transport? Everything we will see in this session neatly. First, observe non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Where does it occur? On thylakoid membrane. Just think this is a thylakoid membrane. This is outer membrane of thylakoid, and this is inner membrane of thylakoid. Remember, all these are basics, not depth concepts. Depth concepts will be followed in the classroom programs. Now, outer membrane, inner membrane, this is thylakoid membrane. What is this? This is stroma, right? And this is lumen. Why? Because it is continued. So it is center of the thylakoid lumen. It is outside of the thylakoid stroma. Addressing is important. So here PS2 was there. What is PS2? Photosystem 2. How can you say this is for PS2? It should obtain light that should be 680 nm. When 680 nm light is focused on PS2, nothing but in the antenna, all accessory proteins and pigments will be excited, transfer their electrons energy into the chlorophyll A, that is a reaction center. Then this reaction center, due to the extra energy, excite and release 2 electrons. Okay, these 2 electrons are received by primary electron acceptor, which is present at outer membrane. When it received, then it will be excited. Primary electron acceptor is excited, then the photosystem means reaction center plus primary electron acceptor. All together is called photosystem. Then it able to transfer the 2 electrons after exciting to the plastoquinone. What is that? PQ. PQ means what? Plastoquinone. Here I will write PQ means plastoquinone. Plastoquinone is electron acceptor which is present in the electron transport system chain. This will be activated when 2 electrons are coming. Now, plastoquinone is able to transfer the electron, two electrons to the cytochrome. Cytochrome short form is Cy. Now Cy is activated. What is Cy? Cytochrome. Cytochrome is also electron acceptor. So plastoquinone received 2 electrons from primary electron acceptor. Primary electron acceptor received 2 electrons from chlorophyll A reaction center from PS2 in case of 680. When 680 nm light is there in the atmosphere, PS2 can be activated. Then reaction center releases 2 electrons. These 2 electrons are obtained by primary electron acceptor 5 covalents. These primary electron acceptors, after exciting, they could able to transfer the 2 electrons to the next electron acceptor, that is plastoquinone. Now plastoquinone is in exciting stage, so that they can transfer 2 electrons from plastoquinone to cytochrome. Here one should observe that electrons are falling down from upper membrane to lower membrane side. This is very noticeable point. Clear? Electrons are falling down from higher state to lower state. Then what will be released? Energy will be released. By taking that energy, 2 protons present in the stroma pumped into the lumen. Understand? I repeat, when electrons are falling in the electron transport system from PEA to lower electron acceptor, nothing but upper membrane, outer membrane to inner membrane, electrons are falling, energy will be released. By taking that energy, a set of protons will shift from stroma to lumen as their concentration is much more in the stroma. Here less, from high concentration to low concentration, they are pumping by the help of energy released by fallen electrons. Now electrons are at cytochrome. From cytochrome, these 2 electrons are promoted, are shifted, are transferred to the plastocyanin. This is PC. Now PC is activated. What is PC? Plastocyanin. So plastocyanin is another electron acceptor. There are 3 electron acceptors I introduced. First one is a primary electron acceptor, that is different, 5 covalence category. Next PQ, plastoquinone. Next CY, cytochrome. Next PC, plastocyanin. Plastocyanin received electrons from cytochrome. Now it is excited. From this, electrons are shifted to PS1. What is that? Photosystem 1. So photosystem 1 received these 2 electrons. That's why the excited 2 electrons are not coming back. Now PS1 generally activated required 700 nm energy. That is the difference between PS1 and PS2, right? PS2 will be activated by 680 nm, whereas PS1 will be activated by 700 nm. In the atmosphere, by the 700 nm frequency, it is also can excite. These electrons are also transferred. By the 700 nm, it will be excite. All the accessory proteins and pigments transfer the energy to the reaction center. Here also chlorophyll A is present. It excite and transfer 2 electrons. Why? It cannot store excess energy. So excess energy has emit out as 2 electrons. These 2 electrons again received by primary electron acceptors. Understand? Here if you see, the electrons went in this format, line 1, line 2 and line 3. So it is look like Z. That's why it is called Z scheme. Z scheme can be observable only in non-cyclic photophosphorylations, not in the cyclic photophosphorylations. What Z denotes? PS2 to primary electron acceptor, one line like this, and primary electron acceptors to PS1 is another line, and PS1 to electrons are transferred to again primary electron acceptor. It is just like N, but Z and N in the different angles both are same. So this Z scheme is present, is a characteristic feature of non-cyclic photophosphorilation. You can ask me here, sir, photophosphorylation means when light fall phosphate should be synthesized. Where does phosphates are synthesized? Very clear here. Here ADP molecules are also there. Where? In the stroma. Inside the stroma, protons will be there. ADPs is also there. When energy is falling, when energy is releasing, while electrons are falling, energy will be released by taking that one phosphate ion and one ADP comes and receive that energy and become ATP. Understand? But actually this ATP here only is synthesized. ATPs are synthesized in stroma itself. No need to say all this reaction. Protons are pumping from stroma to lumen, but ATPs are synthesized in stroma while taking that energy. Energy is released now on the membrane. By released energy, one ADP plus one phosphate ion together assemble and form ATP. That is how it is called phosphorylation. Phosphorylation due to light fall. That's why it's called photophosphorylation. ATP molecule is synthesized. One ATP molecule is synthesized by 2 electrons. Understand? But here one thing is, how long these 2 electrons will be released. I told you, you might have remembered that point. In lumen, water molecules are existing. Where does in lumen? Near the PS1 or near the PS2? You just recall, near the PS2 there was water molecules are present. When water molecules are, what is the necessity to exist water molecules there itself? I tell you. When light, this is a photon, right? When photon falls here, they lose 2 electrons. The same photon also fall in water now. Why? Because it's very near. When light falls on water, listen. When light falls on water molecule, they split. They split and provide 2 electrons. These 2 electrons will replace this to excite 24/7 how long light falls. Clear? In the daytime. So how water molecule will split? Very easy. H2O breaks into half O2 plus 2H plus 2 electrons. In one water molecule, 2 electrons, 2 protons and half O2 will be there. Half O2 means O. So when photon falls on the light, the water molecule breaks into 2 protons and this is photon, this is proton. 2 protons and 2 electrons. Immediately these 2 electrons are shifted and replace the loss of 2 electrons. When light falls, photosystem 2 release 2 electrons, nothing but there is a loss of 2 electrons. It is always replaced. Means how long that light is available, 680 light is available, that much time 2 electrons will be excited always from the PS2. That loss of 2 electrons will be replaced by breaking of water molecule. That is called photolysis of water. Photolysis of water. Photolysis of water is a characteristic feature of non-cyclic photophosphorylation only. Where does in cyclic photophosphorylation those electrons come back. When the electrons are coming back, there is no need of water source and there is no need of splitting of water. That is the reason water molecules do not be present near the PS1. Near the PS2 only water molecules are present, so that photolysis of water takes place. So 2 electrons are also released along with the 2 protons and half O2. As chlorophyll A in the reaction center of the PS2 lost 2 electrons, the 2 electrons are replaced from here. So how long light falls, that much time electrons will be lost, that much time electrons will be replaced. 2 electrons are excited, 2 electrons are replaced. So that is the secret of entire scheme. Unidirectionally flows always how long light is existing in the environment at 680 nm. Understand? Now that is how ATPs are synthesized. Now my question is, how does NADH2s are synthesized is my question. Clear? Here NADs also will be there in the stroma, but not NADH2. The stroma is full of ADPs and NADs. Clear? So inside the lumen, protons are accumulating. As electrons are falling, energy is releasing. This is a very important thing. I hope you understand at everything. Now focus double. So I told you protons are shifting from stroma to lumen as their concentration is from higher to lower and they are taking the energy released at the time of electron's fall. Clear? So protons are increasing in the lumen. Reason 1, electrons are falling, protons are shifting. Protons are also accumulating because of water split. When water molecules broken, along with the 2 electrons, 2 protons are also released. But here, electrons are replacing. What is the fate of proton? This proton is also, so 4 protons are also accumulated by one split. Here also 4 electrons at the same time. Fine. So proton, one reaction, reactions will be 100, then they become 400. One reaction is equal to 4H plus, then 100 reactions means 400 H pluses will be developed. So here number is not a matter. Protons are accumulating in the lumen. Actually protons are coming from stroma to lumen because here higher concentration is there. But as this reaction goes on, here protons will be accumulated. Then they would like to shift from lumen to stroma. When does they want to shift from lumen to stroma? They have a specific channels. They are called proton shifting channels. Proton shifting channels. So one set of proton, that is 2H plus, is going over here. Then here NAD will be there in the stroma. This NAD plus, this 2H plus gives rise to NADH2. For that, an enzyme is required, that is NAD reductase. NAD should be reduced by hydrogen ions. That enzyme is present near the outer membrane of the thylakoid of the PS1. PS1 opposite outer system is there now, outer membrane, primary electron acceptor of the PS1. Near that enzyme is there. That enzyme helps in this reaction. That's why NAD plus plus 2H plus. The 2H plus means protons. How long light is coming? That much time protons are accumulating over here. That much time protons again pump back from the lumen to stroma. That time NADH2 will be synthesized. ATPs and NADH2s are synthesized due to proton pump. So this is called proton pump. So important. This proton pump mechanism, one more dimension is there, that one, and cyclic photophosphorylation. These two we will discuss in the next class. What we have learned in this class? Photosynthesis have light reactions and dark reaction. Where does dark reaction takes place? Inside the stroma. Where does light reaction taken place? On the thylakoid membrane. Outer membrane and inner membrane, both. So light reaction is two types, non-cyclic and cyclic. Where does non-cyclic takes place? On thylakoid membrane. Cyclic takes place lamella. In cyclic only PS1 is involved. In non-cyclic both PS1, PS2 and PS1 is involved. I repeat, in non-cyclic photophosphorylation, where it happens in the thylakoid membrane, both photosystem 2 and photosystem 1 were involved. Electrons here not coming back. That's why it is called jet stream or unidirectional. Whereas in the cyclic photophosphorylation that occurs in the lamella. What is lamella? Which is a tube-like structure which connects one thylakoid to another thylakoid. We just refer the last class's structure of the chloroplast. In that only PS1 is present, so that electron replacement water splitting is absent, so electrons are coming back. There also ATPs are synthesized, but not NADH2. Why? In the next class we will see. So light reaction with the non-cyclic photophosphorylation we discussed, and photolysis of water and its importance also we discussed. What were pending? Cyclic photophosphorylation and in-depth information of proton pump. These two we will be discussed in the next class. I hope you understand. Entire the thing is depends upon the logics, which light on which reaction center, what is the replacement, what are the electron acceptors, what is the final electron acceptor, where is that enzyme is located, where does the ADP and ADPs or NADH2s are present, where is NAD and ADPs are present, how does this ATP and NADH2s synthesize, when protons are shifting from stroma to lumen or lumen to stroma. These are the topics where your work should be, you have to work on them. then only you will get the concept. Once you understand the concept, then you can answer theory as well as NEET. If you by heart, you can go for only theory, not NEET. If you understand, enjoy the concept and attend assignment. Bye.